Hello and welcome to KLM Institute.
Today, we're diving into a topic that's been making waves internationally, especially in the realm of geopolitics and international relations, Greenland's future and the potential influence of the United States. In a stunning turn of events, former President Donald Trump stirred up discussions when he suggested that Greenland, the world's largest island, might one day become part of the United States. While Trump is no longer in power, his remarks have ignited a whirlwind of reactions, both from Greenland's leadership and from countries worldwide. But why is Trump even talking about annexing Greenland? And what does this mean for Greenland, Denmark, the US, and the world? First, let's look at Greenland itself. Greenland is a self-governing territory of Denmark, though it has its own ambitions of becoming fully independent. The island has been making strides toward breaking free from its colonial past. In recent months, Greenland's Prime Minister, NEET, has emphasized the island's readiness to pursue greater autonomy. This could eventually lead to a referendum on full independence. Greenland has its own government and has been managing its internal affairs for years, but its relationship with Denmark has long been under scrutiny. Amid this growing desire for independence, Trump has seized on Greenland's strategic importance. The island sits at the crossroads of the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans, offering critical military and geopolitical significance. The U.S. military has a base in Greenland, Katuiq Space Base, formerly known as Thule Air Base, which plays a crucial role in monitoring Russian military activity. With the melting of Arctic ice, new trade routes are opening, increasing Greenland's value as a global asset. It's important to note that Trump's remarks about Greenland have not been met with enthusiasm in Denmark or Greenland. In fact, Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen called Trump's idea absurd when it first surfaced in 2019.
Jeg synes, det er vigtigt at holde fast i, at det på den ene side er godt, at der er en stigende amerikansk interesse for, hvad der foregår, også i Nordlanden, også i det arktiske område, fordi nogle af de spændinger, vi ser i andre dele af verden, ja, de begynder også at komme til det arktiske område. Så jeg, som en meget, meget tæt allieret med USA, synes jeg, der er grund til at glæde sig over den stigende amerikanske interesse. Men det bliver nødt til at foregå på en måde, der er respektfuld over for det grønlandske folk, og vi bliver nødt til at kunne samarbejde på den måde, vi plejer at gøre det, blandt andet i NATO-sammenhæng og i andre internationale fora.
But what Trump's comments highlight is the growing competition for Arctic resources and influence, especially as the region becomes more accessible due to climate change. In the past, Denmark had a colonial relationship with Greenland, but since 1953, Greenland has been a self-governing territory, with the right to eventually seek independence. Greenland's push for self-determination is undeniable, but the possibility of the U.S. stepping in complicates matters. Greenlandic politicians like Eid have been vocal about their resistance to any notion of selling the island or becoming part of another country. The geopolitical implications are significant. The U.S. is determined to protect its interests in the Arctic, especially as tensions between major powers like the U.S. and Russia continue to escalate. Greenland is becoming increasingly important as a strategic location, with many analysts seeing the region as a focal point for international competition. The U.S. has already expressed concerns that Denmark may not be able to address its security concerns effectively, which could compel the U.S. to act on its own. Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., also added fuel to the fire when he visited Greenland recently. He claimed that the people of Greenland were being exploited by Denmark and that they should be allowed to fully exploit their natural resources like coal, uranium, rare earths, gold, and diamonds. His visit and comments were widely seen as part of an effort to encourage Greenland to sell the island to the U.S., but this didn't sit well with the Greenlandic government or its people. One thing is clear: Greenland's political future is uncertain. With rising independence movements and increasing international interest in the region, the island is at a crossroads. Could it break free from Denmark and become fully independent? or could outside pressures, including U.S. ambitions, alter its path? Only time will tell, but the situation is undeniably one to watch closely. Now, let's zoom out and think about the broader impact of all this. The situation in Greenland isn't just about the US and Denmark, it affects the entire international community. Europe, especially the EU, is concerned about the stability of the Arctic and how this could affect their geopolitical strategy. With the growing tension between the US and Russia, any disruption in the balance of power in the region could have far-reaching consequences. If Greenland were to become more closely aligned with the US, it could shift the balance of power in the Arctic and impact EU security policy. On the other hand, the situation could also have repercussions in the Middle East. While Greenland itself isn't geographically related to this region, the underlying competition for global resources, whether they be mineral wealth or access to new trade routes, has a direct impact on global trade, economics, and security. For nations in the Middle East, especially Israel and Palestine, the broader geopolitical shifts could influence international trade agreements, security pacts, and the global energy market, all of which could indirectly affect their economic and political landscape. Jobs, international trade, and tourism are all crucial areas that could be affected by the evolving situation in Greenland. If the island were to achieve independence or align more closely with the US, this could shift international trade patterns, opening up new markets and creating new opportunities for employment in sectors like mining, tourism, and even military defense. Greenland's natural resources could become a focal point for investment and development, leading to an influx of jobs, both locally and internationally. However, the political uncertainty surrounding the island could also deter foreign investment, affecting job creation and economic growth in the region. Tourism, too, could play a significant role. As more people become aware of Greenland's beauty and its changing political landscape, tourism could see a surge. The island's unique landscape, from towering glaciers to vibrant wildlife, is already a draw for travelers. But with increased attention from global powers, tourism may become more intertwined with political developments, affecting the flow of international visitors. The world is watching Greenland closely, and with good reason. The island's future is more than just a local issue, it's a global one. As Greenland grapples with its political identity and the pressures of powerful countries like the US, it's clear that the world will be impacted by the decisions made in this icy corner of the globe. So, stay tuned, because the unfolding drama in Greenland could have lasting consequences not just for the island, but for international relations, global security, and the balance of power. Thanks for joining us at KLM Institute, and make sure to subscribe for more updates on this fascinating topic.